Hey there, welcome to the Nomadic Owl Oracle. My name is Jessica, and this is going to be the general monthly reading for the sign of Virgo for August of 2019. Please keep in mind that this is a general reading, so it's not going to apply to everyone. It's for whoever needs this message at this time. So when I do my readings, I do them based on energies, not on sexes. So if at any point during the reading it does state that he or she, please take it as it applies. Another thing that I want to point out before we get started is I do cuss at times. So if you do not like cussing, please go ahead and click off this channel. I do want to warn you because I do talk to you exactly the way that I would talk to my friends and anybody else. I want to be completely authentic with you and with everybody that watches my videos. So another thing that I want to point out is I shuffle the cards prior to the reading. And I sit with them and meditate with them and channel the messages that I need for your reading at that time. So we're going to go ahead and get started. I do apologize that it's so later in the month. It is the 8th of the month, or actually it's the 9th of the month at this point. And I've just had a lot going on, and I'm sure you guys have as well. We've had a lot of energies moving through, so it's caused things to be kind of chaotic in some of our lives, especially mine. So for the first card that you have, guys, it says Voodoo in blue. It says back off. Okay, so what I'm gathering from this intuitively is that there's something that you are pursuing that is not healthy for you. Something that you are trying to invest your time and energy into that is kind of dangerous, honestly, is what this is looking like. I mean, Voodoo in blue, back off. It's telling you that something that you are trying to pursue is not going to work out the way that you're wanting it to. Unfortunately, right now, a lot of us are having to release people, places, situations because it's no longer serving us. And that's pretty much what I'm picking up here. And honestly, what I'm gathering is it's a relationship or some type of connection that you've had with someone. The second card that we have is Sea Storm. It says calm amid the chaos. So right now you got a lot of things going on around you that are chaotic, and you're having to find the calm in the storm. Find the calm in your life again after something has happened to you, possibly in a relationship or in your life that's caused you a lot of turmoil. So you're having to find that balance again because everything that's going on around you, there's not really much you can do about it other than adapt and overcome it, is kind of what I'm gathering. So it's going to do you some good to be able to sit and also to bring that calmness back into yourself, maybe by meditation, by grounding yourself, because whatever's going on around you, there's not really much you can do about it, is what I'm gathering from this intuitively. The third card that you have is Strangely Lonely. It says holding on way too tight. Okay, so again, I'm picking up on some type of relationship maybe that somebody has had that has pretty much came to an end, and you're not wanting to let it go, but this person is toxic for you. This person is not good for you. They've caused you a lot of chaos, conflict in your life, and for some reason you're still holding on to them because you love them so much. You know, it sucks, man, when we love people and we care about them and we want them in our lives, and we can't find the connection that we feel that we deserve. So sometimes we run back to a situation that is not for our highest good. And that's kind of what I'm gathering from this, is maybe because you've invested so much time, so much energy and effort into this that you don't want to let it go because you think that it will eventually be more. But what I'm seeing here is it's not worth you investing in anymore. All it's doing is hurting you and causing you chaos and a lot of, things that aren't good to come into your life. So the fourth card that we have, it says you need a good fucking cry. Okay. So, I mean, based on all this, you need to acknowledge the feelings that you're having, process them, and release them. Because by holding on to them and just harboring them and not expressing them, it's going to cause you more blockages, more intense pain, more sorrow, more days that you're just feeling, sad and lonely and unhappy. So, it's okay to feel what you feel, but you're going to have to eventually move on from that. You're not going to be able to continuously stay in this cycle because it's not serving you. Holding on to something that is not good for you never serves you, okay? So I know that you know this. You're a Virgo, so you guys are very intelligent. You're very analytical, and you see things, but maybe what's happening here is that you're not seeing this relationship or the situation as you should because you're emotionally tied into it. Virgos are really good about like fucking cutting people off and like putting their foot down. So something has got you kind of messed up where you're not thinking logically at this time. And then the last card that you have, it says stop texting, stop stalking, stop checking on that person, just fucking stop, okay? So, dude, I'm sorry if this is not the messages that you want to receive. I don't sugarcoat things, but this is what Creator and my guides wanted someone to hear at this time, because what's happening is by you being involved in this situation, it's causing you a lot of unhealthy circumstances, a lot of unstableness, and you're going to have to release this, and it might be fucking hard. I mean, this might be a relationship that you've been in for years, or it could be something that's brand new that you thought you met like the one, and you're realizing now that all it's done is cause you a bunch of bullshit. And this person, you know, from what I'm gathering, they're all about themselves. They really don't give a shit about what they've caused you. And I'm sorry to say that. I am. I'm sorry to admit that to you. But based on what I'm seeing intuitively from this, it's caused you to be stuck. And it's caused you to be in this loop where you keep repeating it over and over again. You need to release that so that you can move on and get to the next phase in your life, in your cycle, and in your level of where you're trying to go on your path in your life, okay? So I'm sorry, again, if this doesn't resonate with you, please check back later. But there's somebody that needs to hear this message. This is what I was provided to give to you guys today, okay? So now what I'm going to do is read from the books the actual meanings of these cards, just so you guys will know. I like to be very thorough in my readings because sometimes intuitively I may not pick up on everything the book says, okay? So for the first deck that we're using, it's the Oracles of the Shadows and Light. And then the second deck is the Rebel deck. And I apologize for the cussing. I am using a deck that cusses. I mean, it's really spot on for me. I've had no issues, and I really like it because it doesn't give you any little leadway to misinterpret what it's saying. It's just flat out, it tells you what it needs you to know. So for the first card, guys, Voodoo in Blue. It says back off. Bear with me 2 seconds. Okay, it says, this fairy is letting you know that it's time to back off from a person or situation that is not in your best interest, and that you may need to be brave and stop being so welcoming of what you actually do not want. So this blue fairy waving her voodoo doll is letting you know very clearly that you now must tell someone to take a step back. You know you've been overriding your instincts with what seems rational, with misguided desire to help and befriend someone who may not be particularly good for you. Voodoo in Blue doesn't mind if she looks a bit nasty when she gives the back off message. She'd rather she was loud and clear and that the person pushing her buttons leaves quickly. So when she wants you to start trusting your instinct, she comes in. To start valuing being honest above being nice. You do feel like you need to stay away from someone and to tell that person clearly to stay away from you. And Voodoo in Blue stepping forward to speak with you confirms that your hunches have all been ever so right. When this card speaks to you, it says you are doing so well right now, and you may begin to attract some attention from people who are simply quite opportunistic. And you're being kind and wishing to help. And so I'm going to step in and give you a very clear warning. I don't mind if I look like a bad guy. What matters is that you get the message. Time to do a little stay away magic, and while I won't be sending them bad thoughts, after all, there are no pins in my voodoo doll. It says you, if you take my advice, won't be asking them to come around for tea anytime soon. Your feelings on this person are right on. You know what to do. Don't get involved and don't get bullied. You may have to snarl too, a little to get them to stay away. It says, at this time, You need someone to back right off and give you space. You are not liking them. You are not welcoming them. And you need to be very clear and straight about that, despite all your desires to be a loving and lovely person. Detach from whatever it is that's giving you so much, grief by asking whatever and whoever it is that is irritating you, draining you, or pushing your buttons to leave you before that moment. Be respectful and kind and yet cool at first. But if good intentions are mistaken for a new invitation, be very clear and say, away. Stop being so nice, and that you send very mixed messages. It's time to banish this person. Okay, well, shit, man. Whoever this is, you know that they are not good for you. You know that they're causing you a lot of issues, and if you keep them around, they're going to continue to do so. So it's time for you to stand in your power and stand in your strength to, put your foot down and say, look, you know what? I'm not going to tolerate this anymore. I'm not going to partake in your bullshit. It's time to move on. So that's pretty much what it's saying to you. So the second card that we have, guys, it says, Sea Storm, calm amid the chaos. It says, even though the seas are wild and the atmosphere is torn with stabs of lightning, there is no land in sight. The sea storm being is following her intuition, and she will know what to do to make it home. Lightning won't strike her, and she will keep swimming until she reaches land. She seems slightly in a trance and is using her inner wisdom and deep knowledge to swim home. She is from Atlantis, where she saw beings doing this that would lead to destruction. She has seen how the hubris led to the upheaval, and her home has sunk under the waves. She now goes out in search of her new home. So too can you. Hold on, guys. It says, the message from this card. You are surrounded by storms, wild moments, and a great deal of emotional drama at this time. The world you know may be changing in almost unrecognizable ways. There is destruction behind you, and you've left it in the past, but you are still searching for your new home. You will find it if you turn inwards and listen to the inner knowledge that you have that will send you in that right direction. Don't look. It says you are a shapeshifter, and you are able to make it through this time with no land, no home, and no apparent rescue by trusting that you will make it through this. It says this is a time of upheaval and great change, but if you tune into the deep inner voice and follow the radar that you've built into your very cells, you will find the way home through all the chaos and the wreckage. The old world is gone. The new world is yet to be found. The journey will continue for some time, but trust, and follow the compass of your inner guidance. Listen, check in with your wisdom, then go in that direction. You are more adaptable, more flexible, more able to survive than you know. Interest in the lands of Lemuria and Atlantis and memories of these lands may be resurfacing for you now. Okay, so it's saying that your intuition is leading you in the right direction. Yes, you have a lot of stuff that's going on. Everything's shifting. Everything's chaotic. Everything's changing. But you have the power within you to overcome this, to find where you belong, to find where it is that you want to go and embrace that and move towards that. So right now, what it's saying to you is that yes, it's crazy. Yes, things are changing. Yes, it might seem scary, but you have the power to overcome this. Good things are coming in. You are going to be able to find that new place where you belong, but you have to release the old because you can no longer carry that with you. It did mention Atlantis and Lemuria, which are something I'm really into. It's all about the star beings, okay, if you will. The Lemurian race were a race of a civilization that lived under the water. They were able to heal themselves with sound therapy, with crystals. They did a lot of different things. They were very high vibrational, and their intuition, their psychic abilities, their inner knowing was spot on. So, maybe if you're interested in that, it did mention it, look it up, because that might help you at this time with realizing where you came from, whether you believe in past lives or not. We're all attracted to certain things for a reason, because there's knowledge in that we need to learn and move through with, okay? So the third card, strangely lonely, holding on way too tight. Bear with me, guys. It says, this sweet and defiant being holds fast to her Celtic cross, crutching her belief system because without it, she's not sure who she truly is. Perhaps it was given to her by a beloved. Perhaps it represents her family, a loved one, or an aspect of her soul. But the reason she holds on so tight is that she is lonely and has yet to connect with her soul family on a day-to-day basis. There are times in your life when you, too, may be surrounded by people, even those you call friends, but you still feel extremely lonely amid it all, as so does she. It says you may feel like you need a barrier between yourself and the world, as she does. There is a sense that you feel too strongly your individuality and that you are lonely, as she is too. This card speaks to you. It says you're holding on so tightly to something that has proven to be a barrier between you and others, which is why you feel so alone at times. At the present, you may need to open up just a little and admit that you crave like-minded people around you. This does not mean people who do the same things for a living as you. It means people who speak to your soul. You're craving metaphysical and mysterious discussions, and you've got some questions that truly need answers, or at least an exploration. It says it's time to consult oracles, the ones that we find when we seek out our friends who tell us what they see, not what they think we wish to hear. And what you are likely to hear is that you must let something go at this time. One dilemma with living in a world you feel you must protect is that you fear other people intruding on it, disturbing it, the delicate balance, so that you hold on so tightly to whatever you have or whatever you feel makes you you. The truth is your inner world is richer than most, and it's an imaginative paradise or hell depending on your state of mind. When you receive this card, please let go just a little and notice how this gives you room to interact and engage with loving others. And this, therefore, helps you recreate your world anew. It's likely you will choose carefully who you allow in, but at least one person does need to be let in, and at least one security blanket needs to be shown the door, just for the moment. So it's telling you that you've clung to something so fiercely that it's caused you to be so distant from others. And you need to start being around people that you can trust and allowing yourself to be open to them and open to their insight and their knowledge and their guidance that they want to provide to you and their love also. It's like you close yourself off from everything because of the situation that you have going on. It's no longer serving you. Now is a time for you to move past that and move stronger into who you are and where you're wanting to go. And that's kind of what it's saying. You need to find your soul family, your soul tribe, people that spiritually resonate with you, not just people that you work with, not just people that you might see at school or whatever the case may be, maybe in your community. It's time for you to find like-minded people so you can truly be yourself, be loved for who you are, and embody what you are wanting to embody. Okay? So, the fourth card, you need a good cry. God, I'm going to slow down. So I feel like maybe there's something going on where you're just like so antsy and you're trying to rush things. I'm having a really hard time like staying focused. I'm like, my brain's everywhere. So maybe that's what you have going on at this time because of the chaos and all the destruction and all the changes that are going on, and you're just like kind of caught off guard by this. So it says you need a good fucking cry. On the back it says, get the ugly cry on, let that shit go, your soul will thank you. Okay, so maybe you've been trying to deny that you feel the way that you feel. Maybe you haven't wanted to accept that. Maybe you're not wanting to admit that, okay? But you need to express yourself. Bottling your feelings up and keeping them locked inside is not going to serve you. Yes, things are fucked up. Yes, things are chaotic. But you know what? You're going to get through this. You're going to overcome this. You just have to change your approach as to what you're doing at this time, which can be hard for Virgos. I mean, I'm aware of this, okay? I've known many. And so sometimes we have a hard time embracing change and doing things differently than the way that we used to. But at this time, your old ways, your old approach are no longer serving you. It's only keeping you blocked and keeping you locked in this negative situation is what this is saying. So then the last card, stop texting, stop stalking, stop checking on that person, just fucking stop. It says, spend your time on someone worth it. Don't waste it on ridiculousness. Okay, so whoever this is that has caused you all this conflict, all this trauma, all this bullshit, you gotta let them go. Okay, you know that they're not good for you. Yes, you might have this strong attraction, this love, this care for this person, but all they're doing is fucking up your life, dude. That's what this is saying. And so you got to be strong within yourself to know that, realize that, and move past that, okay? So what I'm gathering, guys, is that you've been dealing with someone that doesn't have your best intentions in mind. They are causing you a lot of conflict, a lot of issues, a lot of turmoil. You got to find your calm back in that. You are going to come out here the winner if you take back control of the situation. No longer allow this chaos and this person to cause you any more conflict. You might be feeling lonely because you know that you're having to change and having to change who you have around you. And that's normal, okay? I mean, unfortunately, that is part of this. But you can't cling on to the past anymore because it's no longer serving you. You are going to a new level and a new path for yourself, and you have to accept that. Release your feelings, express your feelings. Don't deny what you feel any longer because that's only going to cause you more heartache, more sadness, okay? Be aware that, like, if you hold things in, they're gonna all come flowing out at one time like a fucking volcano, okay? And that's not good. That's not good for you. It's not good for those around you, regardless of what they've done to you, okay? Let's be real. And then it's telling you to stop with this person, this situation. It is not good for you. You know it. You know you need to release it. It's caused you to be somewhat obsessive, and you have to let it go. When you take those steps to stand in your power, to move forward in a new direction, things are going to open up for you and be so much easier. I'm sorry that this isn't the nicest of reads, guys, but this was what you were given for this month, and somebody needs to hear this. So I am sending you love and light. I hope that this helped you in some way. If you have any questions for me, please feel free to let me know. If you would like a personal reading, please contact me and we can get you scheduled. Also, I do other readings. I'm trying to get all my readings caught up, so please check back on those. If this resonates for you or if you liked it, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. This is a newer channel, and I'm trying to get it going because I've had many people request these messages and these readings. Anyways, I hope you guys all have a great day. I'm sending you so much love and light, and I will talk to you later. Bye!